I get the question all the time, why don't I hire Americans? Why do we bring H-2A workers to work on our farm here in Idaho and in Oregon? The simple answer is we can't get the workers. But how do we make sure that we're not taking jobs from American citizens? What is it we do to protect those people? And what is the net cost to us as farmers when we're done? So first of all, we have to run radio ads. We have to put print ads. We have to let people know the jobs that we have available, because we have to make sure that the folks that we bring from Mexico aren't taking a job from American. But you know what? No American ever calls. No American ever shows up. When we bring H-2A workers, it actually costs us more, probably 20 to 25% more. It's a penalty that we have to pay. They call it AWAR, Adverse Effect Wage Rate, okay? The AWAR means that we have to pay a 20% tariff or penalty for bringing people from outside of the country because they don't want us to do that. So if you see a farmer using ag workers, H-2A workers, just know that they're paying a penalty for doing so. A penalty to such a degree that they would be more than happy to have American workers if they could get them. That's why we are so grateful for the guys that are willing to come and do the work here on the farm. We can't do this without them. And we can't do this with people in our local communities a lot of the time, because when we ask, they don't come. So we're extremely grateful, always, for the effort and the time and the willingness for our H-2A workers and what they do on our farm.
44% of farm workers in the United States today do not have green cards and are working illegally. More than 50% of the farm workers in New York State are working illegally. United States farms contribute over $1 trillion to the U.S. economy. You want to know the fastest way to a recession and everybody eating canned tuna and Chips Ahoy cookies? Deport all the undocumented immigrants, including half the farm workers in the United States.
This is California's Central Valley, and what keeps it operating is seasonal migrant workers. You see, 75% of the agricultural workforce in the California Central Valley are not citizens. They actually consist of up to 800,000 people from Mexico and Central America. Now, in the state of California, the average American agricultural worker earns around $30 an hour, whereas the average migrant worker earns around $18 per hour. And this is really the reason why most of California's agricultural workforce are migrants. It's cheaper. Farming is an incredibly tough business, so the operators of these farms are inclined to save as much money as they can on labor. Americans are typically not willing to work for the wages offered, hence this seasonal agricultural worker arrangement. An arrangement which exists in large part because these migrants have no other options. But this labor source is indispensable to the state of California, and by extension, much of the rest of the US. I mean, in California's Central Valley is a significant portion of the country's total vegetable and fruit growing capacity. And so, for a lack of many other viable alternatives, this is the arrangement that exists.
If you think Trump is going to deport 20 million undocumented migrant workers, you'd be incorrect. It's going to be a lot worse than that. He's not going to deport them, because that would just simply tank the economy. Undocumented migrant workers make up a buttload of the agricultural workforce in America, so it would completely cripple that. What he's going to do is he's going to incarcerate them, shove them in private prisons, and then use the 13th Amendment to put them to slave labor. That's it. There's a reason that that the stock prices of private prisons completely skyrocketed once Trump was re-elected again. Just think about it.